Hi, and welcome to another crypto market update video. The cryptocurrency market is still trading just below $2 trillion. We did went up from previous week. I think previous week we were at like around 1.8, so we're going up. Um, Bitcoin is trading just above $41,000 and went up over 9% in the past week. Ethereum is trading just below $3,000 and went up by more than 15% in the past week. So it's looking good. Now let's look at the weekly winners, and we can see that Ethereum Classic went up by 53% in the past week. So that's maybe a coin that we should chart. We have Thorchain. I think we did that last week, so maybe we need to take another look at that. Went up almost 40%. Aave went up 35%. Kusuma 33%. We have Avalanche with 33%. SNX 30%, Dash 26%. Well, basically the whole market went up. So it's looking good on the winner side. Now let's take a look at the losers. And then we can see that humans.ai dropped by 25%. We have EchoMe with 13.5%, and everything else is not worth mentioning. Right. Let's dive into the technical analysis. So we'll start with the whole market overview, and we switch to the weekly chart. Let's go and zoom out. All right, so we can still see that we are holding this bottom over here of around $1.66 trillion. Looking good. Now it's just waiting to see if we can actually break out to the top. Now there is one thing that I'm a little bit worried about, which let me show you quickly. Ignore this drawing. We'll go into that in a second. But one thing I'm worried about, well, I'm not really worried about it, but one thing that I'm eyeing, I should say, that's a better wording, is this region over here. I'll make this a red box because this is a lot of resistance. We have this top over here, top over here, top over here. And why are these important? Because they led us to lower prices, right? So that's something I'm thinking about. So if we do get here eventually, then we could see a little drop, and then it's important that we are going to create a higher low and then continue upwards. However, if we manage to gain this area, then things are gonna look really good, and then there's gonna be a lot of FOMO in the market, and we might even see a new autumn highs. All right, now let's look at the daily charts. Is there anything that we can tell here? Well, we can see that we're still in compression. So to clarify, my previous drawing of very previous week is still that we want to gain this area, right? We still want to gain the $2 trillion, but we're not there yet. So what we can see now on the daily chart is that there is some compression forming. The price is getting squeezed together. So we're waiting for a breakout. Now, what we want to see is at least a test of this area over here, which is the $1.92 trillion area. We want to get past that for sure. A couple days ago, it was actually this high over here, which we already gained. So that's good. So that's what I'm looking at the top side. We want to test this, eventually gain it, and then hopefully we can gain the $2 trillion area. However, on the downside, we don't want to lose this area of 1.65 because that would mean lower prices, and that's not going to be good for the market. But the first step is here, right? We created, well, you could call it a double bottom. We created a bottom here, a low here. We set this high over here, and now we set this higher high. So now, well, we're still working on this higher high. It could even be over here. We don't know that for sure yet. But we want to create now at least a higher low, and then another higher high. But it depends on where this high is going to end. Right. I think that's it for the total market cap. Let me check the 4-hour chart to see if there's anything significance. Well, we're starting this local uptrend, which is good. Nice backtest here. Yeah, hopefully we'll climb upwards. You have to get through the past this part and then go there. It's the same story essentially. Let's move on to Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. Check the weekly charts. Remove the drawings. Oops. And we can basically say the same thing again because there's a lot of compression, right? We're waiting for a breakout. We're either going to break upwards or we're going to break downwards. That's the only way you can go. I think whichever way we're going, it's going to be a big spike up. I think if we break upwards, we'll see $50,000, maybe even $52,000. If we break downwards, then I think we will go towards 34 to 30K. So it's going to be big prices wherever we're going. So let's look into this on the daily charts. Is there anything we can see? Okay, so I drew in this um, symmetrical triangle last week. That has played out. We did break out to the upside there, but it's a small area compared to the big picture. I mean, you can even now you can draw in a descending triangle if you like. I mean, uh, it doesn't matter. I think what we need to look for is uh, gaining 45K. That is still what we're looking for, right? But the concern that I have a little bit is that we had this rejection here of $42,000. We didn't gain this on the daily charts, so it's also possible that we go down a little bit and then going upwards. So we'll have to see how that plays out. On the 4-hour chart, we had a gain here of this level on the 4-hour chart, so that's all right. However, it was a rejection from this area. So that's the area that we still want to gain as well. It's still important. And it's based on price action over here and also price action over here and even over here. So it's all confirmed. It's a strong level that we need to gain, that 42K area. So for now, we also backtested this low. So now the question is, which side is Bitcoin going? Right? Are we going down or are we going up? That's the question. So I have to wait and see how this plays out. Let's move to Ethereum. It will probably be a similar story. However, Ethereum did well in the past week, so maybe it's a different story. On the weekly charts, we can still see the same compression model. On the daily, a rejection over here this far. And on the 4-hour chart, we can see a gain of this area. So this was a long entry. So if you watched the video last time, then you could have been in a trade right now and went long. This is still the area to gain. This is the test of that area too. Backtested this. Yeah, this is looking good. You just want to gain this. That's what we want to see. We want to gain the $3,000 area, and once we do that, then we can look at areas of well, these important areas basically of like what is it, $3,100 to $3,300, and then we have areas up here as well. So that's stuff that we need to look at. But for now, yeah, we'll just trade here. We'll see what happens. Right. Let's see. Which coins are we going to chart? I think we will do Ethereum Classic for sure. Let's start with that actually. Ethereum Classic. Let's take the Coinbase chart. So let's start at the weekly so I can actually see what happened. Oh man, that was a great trade. I can see that. If you bought in on this high at this high. I mean, you could have been stopped out though. 18%, yeah, that's a bit too much. Well, maybe based on this price action, that would have been, yeah, that would have been a better trade. But that's on hindsight, so it doesn't matter. Ignore what I said. Anyway, so the past week, nice spike up, really good pump. Now I can see one area of significance, and that is this area over here on the weekly, right? Because we have price action here, back tested, resistance, resistance, and if this candle, the week that we're in right now, is going to end in a red candle, then we have a rejection here and we go down. So that is why this area is important. Let's look at the daily chart, see if we can see anything. We tested this, so that's good. Let's test it over here. And this was the last high, so that's something you gained, which is also good. Now you want to see a higher low, and we can probably find a higher low in, let's see, around this area. That's around $34. There's a little bit of price action over here around $30. You don't really want to go too much lower though. So let's say that this is the current top and we go down from there. If we take that and draw over a Fibonacci, we can see a confirmation of both levels. So that's good. So yes, it is probably likely that Ethereum Classic is going to drop down and maybe find something support here and then continue upwards, or going down. Oops, where's my drawing? My pencil. Or we go down even over here and then continue upwards from there. However, breaking down here and then testing that back, that means downwards momentum. However, on the upside as well, if we do gain this area, then you will probably see a test of around $48. So that's my TA for Ethereum Classic. Maybe we'll do one more. Which one shall we do? Let's do Avalanche because it's the top 10 coin. AVAX. I've never charted that before. Alright. AVAX. Seems like a pretty new coin. September 21. Well, maybe on Coinbase. Let's check the weekly. Okay. Daily. Maybe I'll get some more information here. Yeah, there's a whole block here. I need to make a block of this. Let's see. I think around. That's a bit too much. I was gonna say this. This block of resistance is quite important to gain. Yeah, and then you have another block over here. So these are the blocks that I'm looking at the moment. Those are blocks of resistance, so there's going to be a lot of selling pressure in these areas. But if you can create a higher low and then continue upwards, then that's looking good. So be aware of the $95 to $100. There is probably a lot of resistance there. So take some profit in that area if you own some of this coin and you want to trade it, and then maybe you can pick it up at a higher low. One region I already see is over here. So that's the $78 area. Maybe we can get a confirmation if we use a Fibonacci. Well, I can't really see because the high hasn't played out yet. But I think somewhere in this region we will probably see some support at least. Just checking to see if I can see anything else that's important. It's a bit tricky to say. Yeah, I wouldn't buy right now. Definitely not. you either wait for lower prices or you wait for a gain. So yeah, wait for this block, and then you might see upwards, a movement upwards. Also, don't forget about this drop-off point over here, which is also important. That's the $114. So it doesn't have to go to this red box first. It can also stop at this area right here, which is quite important. Okay, so that is Avalanche. Um, and I think we will end it with the Bitcoin dominance for this week. So let's take a look at the big Bitcoin dominance. We can see that it's dropping a little bit, which is fine. I want to see this on the weekly. Um, it's a rejection of this area right here. Um, I don't really see anything to worry about as of right now. It's still moving upwards. And I still think that once we gain the 47%, we will see Bitcoin taking off. That's still my opinion. Yeah, for now, we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen. So that is it for this weekly crypto updates video. If you like this content, please like, share, and leave a comment if you want me to chart any specific coin. Bye bye.